Moneymakers lean into that aspect, whereas Enigma Galaxy, they're a much more safe team. And I think that if you can get a central position and then just lock it up, where they can start having that fortress playstyle, where they hit their shots and they're pretty decent controlling area, that's where they find success. I don't think their edge play is as strong as Moneymakers, who completely go down that route.
And it's also close. It's hard to really split the difference between these opposing strategies right now, but 3D Max rolling up onto DA. DA probably one of our more consistent scoring teams from yesterday. 62 points. They've got the top floor as well. Snoix wants to nade up towards Yekta. The rest of DA are here to back it up. A nice bounce, and they find Snoix as well. That's going to slow Victor going on in. And they haven't managed to find Yekta on the top floor just yet. Has he managed to look for that med kit, which will take him straight back up to full HP. That nade, though, perfectly on the money. And Robs takes him down in his entirety. For 3D Max, this should be an easy flush onto Yekta.
Again, 3D Max, this had to be a big day for him, right? Because they came in from yesterday 16th place. It has been a horrific day for 3D Max. Tons of mistakes going through, loads of 16th places. So, again, if they wanted to get on the catch-up, a first game here on Erangel, taking a strong position, now that would be a good way to start it, but they're just whiffing in these engagements.
Novalo down. That's on the outside for 3D Max. Getting across here, very, very tough. And there's the flush for Scarface. Yekta did get... I think he went all the way up to the roof, dropped down, and is now safe behind cover for Coldex to go for a res. 3D Max, they've really let this one slip away. Escape their grasp. I wonder if they realize that the down player is getting rezzed, and there's another spray over the top from Nico. It is completely isolated. They do not have enough control to stop this flush going through. And 3D Max are crumbling now.
Yeah, again, it's a case of that's a 3-story, right? So it's actually quite difficult to get the nades in. I'm not entirely sure why Snoix went for that kind of play. I'm not sure why Narvala was still on the outside. There's 2 buildings to play there in, and you effectively force DA out. Again, one of the most difficult things to do is to get nades into a 3-story, because there's so many positions that a team can play, a team can move over to. This building provides a lot of angles in terms of the windows. So, again, for DA, they kind of just backed off, and now 3D Max is without a paddle, I would say.
Not looking great. Nico for another spray onto Robs, and now Victor taking damage. He's been put in the exact position that they put Yekta in. Well, this time around, he doesn't have the backup. He doesn't have the team to rally on in, and there are the nades. That they might be tough to get into a 3-story there, Blank, but it looks like DA are going to make short work of that one. They find the perfect windows, and a 1-2 punch from the nades takes 3D Max out with another disappointing match.
Yeah, and it's just a case of there's one player in there. There's only so many angles he can take. You get 2 nades in, it's fine. If you get 4 players, 2 in the 3-story, 1 in the 1-story, you have a much better time at holding out those angles. So for DA, it's just, they sort of look at that fight and be like, this was so incredibly free. They essentially just ran at us after forcing us out of that compound. So that was a very weird fight, I imagine, for DA. And it does feel like there's a bit of desperation coming through from 3D Max. They're not playing effectively anymore.
We have seen a lot better from this team during the league stages. They're a pretty high-caliber team in general over the history of this roster's existence. They have done a lot better than this. It is unfortunate, but someone has to lose, I suppose, and the Moneymakers looking like they are very much on the losing end of this roll-up. Up to this compound, they've tried to go 3 times now, and it's just Icy left. Nobody else has managed to make that entry. And Icy's yet to try and do that one, but Team Spirit are just around the corner to maybe flow around this eastern side of the circle.
Yeah, I mean, for Moneymakers, they do exactly what I thought they would do, which is to move in on the extremity of that hard shift that went down towards that south side. It was just kind of very well done, I would say, from Footballers. They hit some great shots on the approach. All the players went down, and they just never had a clean fight there for the Moneymakers. I think they hoped to get in and actually set themselves up and then start to assault, but Footballers Chaos were very ready for a push like that one. Last player goes
in.
down to Yusuf from Twisted Minds. We're able to find Never Alone, but this is just going into stage 4 now. And if they get a buggy over towards him, they can extract him from the situation, let's say.
Could potentially find a Resable teammate. This circle has been a little bit naughty over these last 2 shifts. We had that side southwest. We're back up to the north. I think Brute Force right now in one of the best spots, in RCB. Even if, yeah, they're going to regroup there into the compound out on the east side here. Really, really strong stuff. S2G as well, moving up into powerful location.
Yeah, first time in a while S2G's been able to get a pretty decent spot within the circle. Again, they have not had to move far. They're on about a 200 meter rotate for them. And the compound's been open for a while now.
Are Virtus Pro up to their old tricks? Have they just managed to send straight into the middle and get a really good position?
They've been here for a while, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they have been here for a while. Yeah, they've been in this spot because, honestly, for them, this was sort of an outside chance in terms of position, but the circle now just gives them a very, very good innings towards this game, which is great news for them. But a lot of teams still in the circle. You got 14 in a stage 4 with 50 players alive. Twisted Minds, Yami goes down. They go out in 14th place with 1 elimination. Not the best roll-on momentum, let's put it that way. But Brute Force up to 4 eliminations. Looking to start things strong.
Yeah, try and challenge for those top spots. Every single point towards the top of these tables very much matters at this stage. Nomi gets clipped by Rookie, and Footballers Chaos are doing all right here. Kitsune, though, spots Doga Machine, and they crash. Divert paths. He can't quite track that chaotic movement. Doesn't manage to get the spray down, but the rest might be good for it, although, fortunately, he's spotted on an off-angle. Falconist able to find the shots. 3 players alive for Team Spirit with Nomi knocked. And Storm knocked on the opposing side. They are not in this next blue zone, and it is going to push them further north. Effect and Naomi now need to pull together. Try and play this one well. Storm, potential to res, but Effect didn't even get the memo that Dokken's already been knocked out there. Effect was on the ball.
Yeah, very nicely done. Team Spirit is a tough fight, though. Footballers Chaos have been slowly upping the pressure on this map. Hitting some good shots, some good defense from them as well. That's a nice nade.
Whoa.
Takes down 2. And we'll have to back off. Nomi last alive now. 2 players coming through from Footballers Chaos. Falconist is already in. It's up against Nomi, but the buggy roll down will be good enough. 8 eliminations. Footballers Chaos so far.
Wow, okay. They're turning things around from yesterday. They only got 31 points on the tables, and now they've already managed to put up 8, but they only have 2 players left. We've got DA yet to cross the river from the northwest. We've got a lot of people trying to play on this bridge out to the east side of Rozhok. It's a pretty powerful location. It's got a lot of cover, a lot of ways to play this one. And 2 teams trying to do just that. Power also racking up 4 eliminations total. Wanting to try and get that res on. You can see there on that southwest side, they're up to 5 now, actually, with the flush that they were just able to get. They could potentially have a decent chance into this next match. Those bridge teams keeping DA at distance means that their main threat right now is Nick the Galaxy. But that is a brilliant shift for Power and the teams on the bridge.
Yeah, Pashik is very happy about this one, as are IW NRX, who are looking to continue to put points up to date with Team Spirit out, Moneymakers out. It's a fantastic opportunity to get up towards that top side of the lobby. DA, once again, still pushing those numbers. And I think there has been a vast change from week 3 into the finals for DA. Which is really nice to see, up to 66 points now, tied with the Moneymakers.
I'm expecting to see some pretty big shifts on these tables on the overalls at the end of this one. IWNRX with 3 players alive. Don't have any elims just yet, though. And we've been following them. And they've stayed quiet early on. This is how they were able to get their chicken dinner yesterday, by staying quiet early on. But underneath the bridge, it's a really tough spot to play from. The circle does help them out this time around, though, so maybe they're able to do something, but the fact that Besiktas are right here. very, very tough to handle. Enigma Galaxy have been bouncing sort of back and forth right now on this south side of the circle. And now it looks like they might be turning their attention to Power.
You know, Power's got a good spot, right, down towards the southwest side. I mean, it does give them a little bit of space to work with. They do still need to get rid of Enigma Galaxy. S2G, it's been a slow approach for them on this northeast side. Again, I don't think a lot of teams could have predicted the amount of hardships here, but there are certainly teams who have had to work a lot harder for their position. As S2G's got caught up on this ridge. Now DA's taking shots from across the river, just trying to pick up more points for themselves in terms of elimination, which is absolutely fine.
Absolutely, it's exactly what you need to be doing. They're on 4 already. They can hold on the north for a little while longer. I think it's unlikely that they get first place here. I think it's unlikely that DA get a chicken dinner. But you're right, getting those elimination points, absolutely something that they should be thinking about pretty consistently from their position. And there we go, another knock on to CEO later. And there's the flush.
Hamzy G will at least find a nade, but I think that's easily res there. Brute Force currently weathering a pretty brutal assault here coming through from the boys on S2G. I think they're all out of utility now.
Yeah, they've tried to make this crossing. I mean, it's so difficult to move up this ridgeline to these entrenched positions.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this definitely affords you a good time with the circle shifted up towards that northeast side. DA, though, once again, been vicious over towards that western edge. Putting Brute Force in some nasty situations. Razy gets knocked again as Freezer able to pop up, but he'll also get knocked down. DA is really milking this position on the western side for everything it's worth.
Oh, Virtus Pro are taking some casualties from IWNRX underneath the bridge, all the way across the way. As RCB try and push up towards the top of the hill as well, Virtus Pro tried to mount an aggressive roll-up to a central position, but it's really gone poorly for them. They've got 0 eliminations right now on the match, and they've just split their attention, and I think it's just Corker now remaining.
Oh, not anymore. He's out. So out of our top 5, we have Besiktas still up, as well as DA, but again, Power's on for a big game right now. 6 eliminations so far. Circle moves back down towards them. It's an awesome nade from RCB. Almost took him out of the vehicle. Basically delivered it into the glove box, and Lord happily picks up the elimination.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that one. An easy little ping down there. And now Enigma Galaxy, 2 eliminations. And they're starting to mount up these tables. They're chasing those teams ahead of them. Starting the game on 58, the same as Power. And they're right in the same area as well. These 2 teams are going to have to clash at some point, unless you just get a team from the bridge taking down Power, or RCB pinging away and taking down Enigma Galaxy, something like that. But I don't see that happening. I think they're just going to have to fight off against one another.
I do like how IWNRX and Besiktas have just lived this out underneath the bridge. DA looking to make a move now. All in vehicles, crossing. Not sure how many teams have eyes over towards this though, John. Ooh. Smokes all go down. They're worried about Enigma Galaxy and Power taking shots, but it's a long way to go.
Certainly, as you can see, they are eating a lot of bullets there. Fidan hits the deck behind the door, trying to spray down the buggy, but takes a Mini 14 shot, and that's going to push him off the angle, surely. D8 falls short, but they are in this next zone. They can stay in cover. That would be good news, and there's nades. It's Enigma Galaxy. They're going for Power now. I said they had to fight. And they're taking the opportunity once DA make their move, because they know they've had sightlines on them for quite a while. The nades continue to bombard onto Power's position. I think they've already taken down 2 of them almost fully. Fidan and Easy now trying to hold Coops away, but he is not going to be slowed. Lord might be, however, in the meantime, as he's going to eat the nade for the team. Fidan slowing it off on the flank. No shots in just yet, but Power cut in half very quickly.
RCB's not had a bad time over towards the eastern side. You know, that initial rotate was pretty decent. They have lost a player now in Wild. Not flushed out just yet, but they are living through this. And DA sort of has a timer on their life right now over towards that north edge. It is a tough push that they have to make here. They can wait, though, for Power and Enigma Galaxy to have to fight one another before they make that push.
Like Enigma Galaxy do want to force this issue. Power throwing nades towards the front of the door now. They know they're up into the wall. Putting it out the front there, that looks good, but Ralph just about able to sidestep it. And these nades coming out from the door. That one looks pretty good on the Cook, but doesn't quite tag on. Goes too far, and now they're starting to move in. For all the angles available to them, Coops faces off and finds Easy. Gets the spray, gets the flush very, very quickly. Tucks back in with the rest of the team, and it's unpunished now. The circle shifting up is going to force them out of this one, but Fidan now the last player to stand. For Power, he's got that little ridgeline to stay safe behind. But how safe can it keep him?
Fidan struggling. Nice nade. Not quite tagging. Moves out off towards that east. That's a good little push out over towards the right side from Fidan. Totally unspotted, but honestly, just provides him a little bit more time on his life here. DA realizing that they're still in the circle, John, on this shift. Right on the bank. They have been so lucky with the circle on this game. Practically no one challenges them out on that area. They can only stay up for so long. Coops finds Fidan. I think that is now Power out. 6 eliminations. It's not too bad, but I'm surprised DA is still up there here, man, and still putting in work.
Absolutely. They have been playing on this north side. You're right. They were helped out a lot by the circle, but now RCB has spotted them, and this is tough. The vehicle in front of them, Short's giving them a bit of cover, but that's going to go up very, very soon. As soon as it eats a couple more rounds. So they need to be careful. However, RCB have lost Wild here. Loxy has been completely flushed as well. So they have to be worried. Through it all, IWNRX have been holding under this bridge, staying quiet, just the same way they got their chicken dinner yesterday.
Yeah, I think if you look at the overalls for IWNRX and you're like, well, it's not actually that horrendous at the top of the lobby to catch up. Let's just get ourselves some consistent games. So usually we see IWNRX looking for just massive pop-off matches. But here, they're just looking for something that will get them towards that top side of the table. S2G surprisingly still have Hamzy G in the mix up towards the top 6. Not a bad shout from him.
No, they're in there with 3 elimination points as well. So the potential to keep doing better. Besiktas taking a knock from IWNRX. They've been sharing this bridge for quite a while now. They're starting to get a little bit antsy about it. Nico trading off those meds. Make sure they're evenly distributed. There's only 2 of them left now for DA on that northern side with 6 elims. Lufa and the rest of Enigma Galaxy now have a difficult time of making this move, but they've got that smoke cover. They can push up to the bridge, I think, a little bit easier with the path that makes it there. You can see this ridgeline keeps them safe out from the east side, and RCB have, I think, the difficult move to make here. S2G as well. I think, are DA still in?
Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. It's so disgustingly silly. I mean, they've had a lot of bullets sent their way, though, so even if the circle keeps them in for a little bit longer, which is sort of cruel, because the circle does have DA on life support at this point in time, force them to live through a game that realistically they should have gone down on much earlier. But Enigma Galaxy playing this game out very well, finding the last player there from RCB, picking themselves up to 10 eliminations. Unfortunately, Wild goes down to the circle. Nico spotted. Just 2 teams now left underneath the bridge.
5th place, 6 eliminations. You'll take it if you're DA. Kine does go down, and now the players on the bridge are going to start to feel the pain. That bouncer on the nade takes a lot of damage away from Swain, and Lufa spots a knee. Kicks it to the side very quickly, but Lewis across the bridge. They're keeping IWNRX safe for a little bit longer.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Some good shots going backwards, but Enigma Galaxy has now potential at 6 more eliminations in this game for them. They're up to 11 already, so they could technically end this game with 17 elims.
it is not impossible that Hamzy wins this as well. Depending on how many players from Nigma Galaxy go down.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are stuck, though, John. That's the problem. There's no way that they're going to lose players to this. Even if they get knocked, they just walk back. They refresh. Toshbik, the Blues pushing them all out. IWNRX is going to try and pick up some points themselves. Nice shot from Lewis, though. That's one more denied. Ralph attempted to swing round for it.
He heard those footsteps. He was like, I'm going to go for it. Why not? Koops goes down on the off angle. That was Kakali. They are holding these lines. They're worried, though. They've been counting up the numbers. And they're thinking, where is this solo? It's Hamzy, and he's further down the river. Yet to make an appearance, but I think he's been spotted now. But if Kakali goes down, if he gets trapped by the blue, Ralph tags the damage with the nade. Before Hamzy G gets spotted, oh no, Lord's got it as well. There's no way that Hamzy gets out of this one. And Nigma Galaxy absolutely in control.
Zed Wolf gets taken down. Lewis is just eating up these points right now for Besiktas. On the sidelines, done massively good work for the team. S2G go down, 3 eliminations. Third place, not terrible. Not the best either, but it's really Nigma Galaxy who has profited the most out of this game. And they were close towards the top of the tables at the start of this.
I mean, everyone
was. Not terribly close. Yeah, but in the sense that this might put them far ahead.
They might have a pretty decent gap. I think it's not going to be too big, as is the way with the finals here. But even with 15 eliminations, that would put them on 25 points on the match. I think they started on 58, if I'm not mistaken, on today's games. That would see them pretty healthily up in the 80. Was that 83 points that they'd be able to get? That might be close to.
They'd be in first place. They'd be in first place after this game.
They would be. That's quite a jump, and that's just how tight it has been on these tables. Ralph drops down, and Besiktas fall down under his feet. Nigma Galaxy, a really nice play from that south side. They were wending their way back and forth, just sweeping out, sweeping and clearing, sweeping and clearing, and they have earned a lot of points to put themselves back up amongst the big dogs in one of those qualification spots.
Yeah, it's a good initial rotate they make. And again, this is a team that has that potential in them to get some very big games. Sometimes you see them popping off. Other days it feels very lukewarm in terms of the pressure they're able to exert on the rest of the lobby. Lufa throws his hands up in the air. He knows they're up towards that top of the table now, which is awesome.